and services. So what is public sector failure? For public sector failure is when now the public sector is failing to do what it's supposed to do. Its only responsibility, which is to provide public goods and services to the citizens of the country. So if it can't do that, then we say that the public sector has failed, because that is its responsibility. So we have reasons as to why the public sector fails. The first reason is what we call management failure. We also have apathy, lack of motivation, bureaucracy, structural weakness, and special interest groups. So these are the 6 reasons why the public sector fails. And so we are going to discuss what does each and every single one of these failures mean, and how do they occur, right? So let's start with our management failure. A management failure occurs due to ignorance, such as lack of training and leadership and experiences. In who? In the people that are elected by the government to be able to provide the services to the citizens of the country. So here we are talking about people like councillors, we are talking about public servants, people that you find working at your home affairs, for example. If those people do not manage the resources that the government has given them, well, we have what we call management failure. Then we have apathy. Apathy basically is the lack of feeling for people. You don't take accountability for the disadvantage that you're calling to people. So this is the apathy of government officials, as they do not show accountability in the delivery of services. They are corrupt and do not care about the welfare of the citizens. So that's what we call apathy. They're not caring about the people of the country and the resources that they've been given to take care of the people with. Then we get to lack of motivation. Lack of motivation, again, in government workers, is they rarely receive incentives for successful services and delivery. We all know that they do say people who work for the government are the worst paid employees. They complain about their benefits, they complain about the income that they earn. So they get lack of motivation from earning that little income that they earn. And then we get to bureaucracy. What is bureaucracy? Basically, bureaucracy, we're talking about bureaucrats who are the people within the government that are only interested in the rules, even if they are at the expense of the efficiency of services. So somebody saying we need to collect tax because it's a government law, but not paying attention to who are you collecting this tax from. They end up collecting tax from poor people, for example. So things like that, that's what we call bureaucracy. You care about the law more than the welfare of the people. Then we have structural weakness, which occurs when the objectives of the public sector are not met or when they work against each other. So one objective may be when the objectives of the government are trying to clash. So they're trying to collect tax but also give eliminate poverty in our community. So if you're trying to eliminate poverty, then why are you taking money from people, type of thing. So they have to come up with policies that make sure that they work proper. So there has to be structural strength instead of weakness. And then the last one is the special interest groups, such as farmers and trade unions, who attempt to influence the government to their own advantage. So special interest groups are those groups that can group themselves together and come up with the laws, but usually when they do that, they only work out with the government what works for them at the expense of everybody else. So if all farmers are not paying tax, it means everybody else is going to have to carry